Okay, guys, so basically what I want to touch on tonight is the fact that we've noticed some people having some issues. When I say issues, I mean like maybe the bot kicks out or your bot stops trading or whatever the case is, right? And there's issues with the bot. So it can be various things. Some people had issues with the moment they load the bot, then it kicks out of the window after a couple of seconds. Someone's bot stopped trading. There's various things to look at when you are basically trading or using the bot. There's various settings, and we're going to go through each of them so that you can better troubleshoot what your issue might be. Okay. So for those out there that are not here tonight, and you're watching this via YouTube, first thing you do when purchasing a bot is check the account number that you are sending to Mr. Michael for the bot. Check the account number with the actual bot that's been sent to you. That's the first thing you check. Compare the account number, your actual account number, broker account number, or trading account number with your bot that you have. Because, for instance, you would have maybe been sent 3 or 4 bots or 2 bots, whatever, right? Could either be via FBS or it could even be via FP markets. Those are the 2 brokers that we're obviously going with, and that's the brokers that we obviously recommend. And you are purchasing those bots to work with those broker accounts. If you are obviously purchased a bot and you decided to go with your own broker, then obviously you check your own broker's account number. And in that case, you would have paid actually more for the bot. That's just one thing. We've got a bot set at a specific price, but if you want to trade on anything other than our recommended broker, it will be at a higher purchase. Just FYI for those that are interested in our bots. Right. So that's reason number one why we tie the account numbers to the bots is so that you know exactly which account you're going to be using it to trade on. That's number one. Number two is we don't just want our bots going all willy-nilly or being shared all willy-nilly out there. We would like to have some control as to who uses our bots, which would only like our clients to have the bots. Okay. So that's the first thing that you look at is you look at the account number. Now you guys would have had the TrendSpotter bot, right? That you would have uploaded and followed the tutorial that we've presented to you. That's your bot. And then you would have, let's say, for example, 127994, right? That's my account number. Let's just imagine that's my account number that I'm trading with, and that's my bot that I've got, and then the account number is at the end of the name of the bot. Okay, that is what you're going to compare with your trading account number. Let's say, for example, is that trading account number 101961415. Yesterday's a demo account, ignore that. Let's say, for example, it's on that one, and that's the one that you're basically going to have. Okay. So that's the first thing you check as to why it could be possibly kicking off your window. When I say kicking off your window, I mean you've dropped it, let's say, for example, on USD JPY, and then after 3 seconds, you see that the bot is removed from the window. There's another way to check this as well. Let me just get rid of this bar. There we go. So there's something called an experts tab at the bottom over here, right? Let me just do a little arrow. Experts tab. If you click on that, your bot should be giving you some details. Okay, so you can see the screen is totally empty. Now you're going to see what happens when I load the bot on there. I'm just going to use a default setting. I'm just going to click OK. Now you see something happening here. Now it's basically doing something. So here it says error trade executed but could not find new position after 10 attempts. Okay, that means that exactly what it is. But now, for example, if here is an error and says that the bot has been removed, then it will tell you exactly why. So this is the second step where you're going to basically check for your actual error. Like for example, if your bot was working and your bot now all of a sudden stops trading, there's a couple of things that you can check on that issue as well, right? So let's open up the settings of the bot. First thing you need to check is whatever pair you're going to trade with, you need to confirm the spread, okay? So if you look in this list here, you will find something that mentions spread in it. That's where, okay, where is it? Where is it? There we go. So there, it says maximum spread allowed or allowed spread in pips. Let's say, for example, your commodity or pair that you are trading, it has maybe 5 pips on it. And if your setting is on 3, like it's showing now on the screen, then it's going to kick out of the window. Why? Because, or it's not going to trade because it's not meeting the criteria of having 5 pips on the spread or more. So let's say, for example, you've got also a pair that maybe has 3 pips. Oh, sorry, 3.5 pips, and you got 3 pips there. It's the same thing that's going to happen. You need to increase the spread number. So what I would advise is, off the bat, when you get started with the bot, maybe change it to 50. Because when you change it to 50, you are literally catering for every, I would say, symbol on FBS, for example. Especially with the center count, the spreads are a bit bigger. Start off with 50. If you want to do it 50 across the board and leave it at 50, awesome. You can do that, right? Put it on 50, then you know you're covered. Then there's also something called slippage. I would keep it the same as well. Okay. Now that that is sorted, once you've changed that, then you will see in the note at the bottom of here, it says here, where is it now? Okay, it's further down, up. Okay, still looking for a new position. Training stop updated. New SL. Where is it? The only thing that I don't like about this is when you have to go and search for the stuff. But this basically gives you all the info. Right. Okay. And the way for you to get the spread or see the spread of your symbol is this little window here where it says Market Watch. That section there. Over here, you can right click in any part of that window. And then you go to, where is it? Columns, right? And in columns, you should make sure that spread is selected. So I'm going to remove daily change and I just leave it on spread. The other two, bid and ask, will always be there. You can't remove that, okay? So let's say, for example, it's like that. Just watch the window there on the left. If I add it, it puts the spread in that window. If I remove it, you can see the difference. Okay. Now, this is your number that you want to increase, but mind you that these numbers are measured in points and not in pips. So how do we measure pips? The very first number, let let's say, for example, you've got a price action of 5, 7, 8 point 3, 4, 1. That's your price in pips or percentage in pips, sorry. Okay, so the first digit is always a point. The second digit is a pip, price in percentage. So when you're looking at this numbers here, right? You're looking at points overall. So when you want to convert that from points to pips, you're actually looking at, for example, let's take the USD JPY, that is 1.3, 1.4, 1.3, 1.4, sometimes 1.5. So it's fluctuating all the time. So let's say, for example, you put the bot onto USD JPY and you want to cover 1.3 pips, then you obviously make your pips in the settings at 3, as I had it there before, right? Where's now there? Make it to 3. If you're not going to be trading anything like crypto and stuff like that, you can keep it low. But if you're going to go towards crypto, let me show you what happens in the pips. Let's need to find something crypto. Let's go symbols. XRP. What is there? Okay. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. So you can see there is 22.99. That means 30 pips or 29.9 pips. You see on US 30, it's 360. That means 36 pips. We look at US 100, it means 20
Yeah.
pips.
I
But
know,
mind
I'm
you,
trying to connect it, yeah.
and then you get the Dow Jones, which is 26. US 30. Oh, sorry, it's a joke. What's it? I can't see. DE 30. And so it goes on for all of these. What is that one? 260. Sorry, my mouse is jumping up and down. Netflix got 11 pips. And so it goes on. So it will be different for each one. That's why I say if we do 50, then it covers basically everything. Let's try to add one quickly. We check what it is. Let's say, for example, we go Bitcoin, BTC, Bitcoin, US dollar, show symbol. Okay. And there you can see that is 240 pips. Not showing 2,500, but remember this rule over here on the right. Remember that rule, points, pips. So you just basically have to do a conversion. Okay. So each broker will have their own pip calculations, etc., and so forth, and their own spreads. Okay. So you have to go based on adding this. Again, I'm going to show it. You right click in the window, get this menu, go to columns, and then you select spread if you want to add it. Okay. Another thing that we can look at is to why it stopped trading. Let's go down. Just need to look for that number. What is that? Maximum allowed drawdown. There we go. So that, if you look at the bottom section here where it says maximum allowed drawdown in percentage. If you have, let's say, $100 in your trading account and your drawdown in your account or the trade that you've got open
Yeah,
has
Maya.
gone already $15 into a
Oh, no,
negative.
no.
Let's say your trade has gone $15 into a negative already, being at 15%, then it means that your bot won't trade. It will stop and wait until you come above $15 again in positivity. So when you're in positive, then it will open up another trade. And I think, Abby, that might have been your issue, eh? Am I correct? As to why is yours stopped trading? Or was it pips, perhaps?
Yes, it could be because of the maximum allowed drawdown percentage.
Is it?
Boss.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And I see you didn't respond in the chat. So I thought maybe, okay, you didn't want to tell anybody. So I just left it. All right. But I kind of figured that you figured that out because you didn't share any more screenshots after that. But anyways, so yeah, that's basically how you do troubleshooting on this. Oh, the other thing is if you want to have more detail on the experts tab, remember the experts tab that I showed you where you will see what the bot is telling you. Let's say, for example, I clear this now, right? I'm going to clear that. Now it starts doing something else. Now I can add on the bot itself. If I double click on TrendSpotter, you see those two settings at the top here where it says enable logging for diagnostics. If you set that to true, it's going to give you more information. And if you enable detailed debugging and logging, then it will give you even further detail as to why your bot could possibly not be working or not trading. It will literally tell you there. So I'm going to click OK, and you'll see, yeah, now it's doing cash tick data, ask, it's checking that price, the daily loss check, EMA values, trend detection, found trade ticker. It's doing all of the stuff. So that's your magic number. It basically looks for the magic number. So for example, what that means is if your power or electricity switches off and your bot gets initiated again after the, let's say, load shedding, your bot gets initiated again, then it picks up the same magic number and it will just connect to the previous trade that you already have running. You get bots that doesn't even do that. Okay. I get diagnostics. Now it will check if the trade is down, if how much trades is open, what's the spread. Then it goes diagnostics again, ask price, bid price, average true range. It's checking all of these things. Now, if you have an issue, let's say, for example, I'm going to quickly kick this bot out and I'm going to clear this list and I'm going to purposefully do a scenario where I'm going to set the pips lower. Okay. And you can see how that works out. Every time I look for this, the reason why I keep looking for it is because as you can see on the left there, we've got a lot of bots that we work with. So every time these things are moved around. So just give me a second here quickly. Slippage spread. There we go. So if I click on, let's say, 0.5, I'm going to use that. Watch what happens in the experts tab. Now click OK.
Screen is blocking us.
All it finds is the magic number. That's it. But I think I must kill this trade first. Give me a second. Close, close. Right. We got the experts tab again. Spread too high. 1.3. Max 0.5. Now the max where it shows 0.5, that's what you got in your setting. When it says spread too high, then it means that the commodities spread or the pair spread is higher than what you set in the bot. And it will keep telling you that until you go and change it. See, now it's changed to 1.4 pips. Still telling you your pips is set to 0.5. And it will keep doing that the whole time until you change it. So basically, if I do this now and I change that 0.5 to 5 or 54, doesn't matter, click OK. It says EMA stopped, reason 5, TrendSpotter all pairs terminated, and then it says TrendSpotter all pairs started with magic number. That itself basically adjusting itself to look for all of these things again. Error executed but could not find new position after 10 seconds. So it's already initiated a trade. There's the trade. TP. It's already set a TP and it's taken, I think it's a sell. I can't see past there on the left. Let's have a look at the trade window. Yeah, took sells. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So there's a few things that you need to check, obviously, for those that are starting with the bot as to why your bot is not working. Now, first to check the account number. I think Mr. Martin had that issue where he sent me a message and I said, brother, I can't see what you're trying to show me on the video. He actually had this cool piece of software that zoomed in on everything, but I still couldn't make out because I was walking and looking at my phone. Anyways, he shared that video with me. And then I said to him, only thing I can think of where it's kicking out the entire time after you check all the settings is your account number exactly the same as to what the bot was sent to you? He checked that and he came back to me and said, no, the account number is different. And then Michael just sent him the correct bot again. So yes, there will be maybe a time that we make an error when we compile the bot, maybe misread the account number, but it's as simple as just letting us know, and then we get on it immediately. Or try to assist as best we can. Mr. Martin. That's probably working. Okay. Anyways, he's all the way.
Hello,
Hi, Lisa.
Mr. Kirk.
How you
How
doing?
are you?
Good, man.
I'm fine. You?
All right,
Yeah.
man. All right, all right. So yeah, I was just explaining, I don't know if you heard, but I was explaining your situation where you didn't have the correct account number on your bot. And then you obviously reached out to us or to me first. And then I said, look, check your account number. You came back to me and then you said, or shortly after it was corrected, it was sorted out. Okay. So yeah, that's troubleshooting on the bot. So it's any bot at any given
Headphones not
time.
connecting.
These are the settings that you look for.
Headphones is not connecting. Yeah.
And
Mr. Thurston?
Yeah. Is my mic on?
Yes, it's on.
Sorry, man.
No worries, I'm gonna mute it.
Coach, just a quick question there.
Okay? Shoot.
So the settings you gave us is for the TrendSpotter EMA all pairs. Does that apply to the EMA gold bot as well?
It should be
The
somewhere in the
troubleshooting
settings. So
steps.
if, for example, I drop the all pairs settings, they should be similar, very or the same. The only difference between the all pairs and the gold bot is that gold is strictly developed around gold's pricing and calculations. That's it. It's strictly created on the basis of that. So if you were to say, for example, use the gold bot on another pair or something like that, it might work, but it's going to give you the incorrect values and all of those things. Hence why I told Michael, listen, I see it works on other pairs and stuff, but it gave weird results. Like literally weird results. I said, look, we need to create a bot that can look at all pairs and everything else compared to the other bot. So yeah, where the all pairs bot looks at the actual commodity and then adjusts itself and its settings towards that specific symbol. I'd rather use the word symbol because symbol is generalized for any pair or currency or whatever, or stock, or you name it. Okay, it can be Tesla, it can be Bitcoin, it can be QCOM, it can be USD JPY, it can be anything. It will be literally, it will look at the broker, see what its spreads are, all of those things, and blah blah, and the pricing and the movements. it will cater towards the calculations for everything that is in that specific commodity or around the commodity. Okay. Any more questions?
With regard to the set file,
Mhm.
coach, I see there's a whole host of them on the Telegram group. So does it make a difference if you run the all pairs set file on the gold bot, or does it strictly have to be for that bot, that
Okay,
set
so the
file?
way that I create these set files, let me just give you an example. I'm gonna take a brand new pair, so to say. Let me just remove this. Remove. Okay, there we go. Close, 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 close everything. I'm gonna take something at random here. Something I don't really trade. New Zealand. Let's use that one. We open this chart, right? We've got the New Zealand pair there. USD, JP, what? NZD, USD. I'm gonna use that one, right? I'm gonna put the bot there. Double click. Now you'll see that there is a general setting that's on this already. But now what I'll do is I'll first adjust my EMAs, knowing that this is obviously a 1 minute scalping bot. This is on 35, that is on 5. Let's zoom out a bit. Just want to get an overview of the market quickly. So what I'm checking for is how volatile the market actually is when I'm doing this. Then I will decide from there how I will set this EMAs. If that makes sense. Okay, so we've got 35. Then choppy. Down. It's not much. Just give me a second. Auto scroll off. So what I'll do here is I'll basically go through different settings to see how the trends work out compared to, let's on try, let's see how it compares to the shorter trends and the longer trends. 5, 3 and 5. Zoom in a bit. Then I'll check what the pip range is. 13 pips. Zoom out again. Which is that one? Still 13 pips. This is what I want to see. Here we go. 27, 39 pips. And so keep in mind, this is obviously the 1 minute time frame. It's a scalping bot. So you want to try to get the most out of all the trends. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom back in. And then I'm going to change the blue line and make it back maybe to 50. All right. And I'm going to zoom out again. Now this is areas that I'm now looking for. Where is my drawing tool? There we go. That is areas what I'm looking for. So when I see this happening over here, right? The crossover to change the direction from going up to down, I'm watching for that. Ding, 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 right? And then I'm also looking at this over here, the bottom. It's called the CCI. The CCI is past the 100 or the minus 100 line over there. It's a minus 100 line. The moment it crosses that, you should see at this angle, with a steep angle, you should see a massive drop happening at the same time that it's basically developing here at the bottom. So then you know, when you got that crossover and that steep line going down, then you know you've got a definite downtrend or a massive downtrend happening. The way that it gets here, you can see there's a point over there. As soon as it comes back from that point, it doesn't mean that it's changing direction. It just means that it's losing momentum as going down. It's losing that momentum. As you can see, it's curving, right? It's just losing momentum until it gets to this point again there. But the angle and the push is different to this one over here, which means you're just going to get like a small bump. What you're looking for is areas like this. Sharpness. It's either sharp up and then sharp straight down till this point over there and it crosses over here. Right. That's what you're looking for. So you can either set the bot to do long period trades, as I'm showing you here now in this area from there to there, or you can set it to do short trades, short bursts of trades. Let me just go back to that other setting again, where I'm changing the EMAs. I'll leave it on 3 and I'll set this one to 5. And now you can trade with literally every trend. But again, here you're going to have to look for key points. When I say key points, I mean points of liquidity grabs, points of or liquidity sweeps rather, or points of fair value gaps where the market's going to work against you and stuff like that. So let's say, for example, we got the 30-minute time, 15-minute time frame. And if we zoom in a bit, here you can see areas of, where's my drawing? Every time this thing moves, I hate it. Anyways, so here you got fair value gaps happening right there. So that there is a fair value gap. Right? And then here also another fair value gap, but this is on a 15-minute time frame. And then there also, so that's one massive fair value gap. Now at the bottom over here, this is liquidity sweep. That's a level of support. And it gets to areas like this, it's normally linking up with a previous area that's at the back. Now I'm going to zoom out. Clear drawings again. If I zoom out, you will see case in point, a previous low at the same area. So that's where now you've got a level of support. That's where the market could possibly range sideways and then burst up. Or burst slightly up, come back to retest, go again sideways, and then go up. Or it can even break through, retest this side, and then break down there. These areas, you need to wait. Or you need to see on a higher time frame which way the market could possibly go. So then you'll enable the bot maybe just for buys, or you enable the bot just for sells. Instead of getting each trend happening like this, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And the way to get these massive trends is on, let's say, for example, 3 and 35 or 3 and 50 or whatever the case may be. That's how you gain all those bigger trends and the wider gaps for you to aid you in only selling or only buying for that entire movement to the downside. Then when you notice that you've got a support level right here, that's where you switch the bot off, wait until the bot continues and then continue further down. Again, we are working on a bot that is more unmanaged compared to this. But note that even if people tell you that it's unmanaged, there's still some level of management. Still some level of management. Because you still need to come check, hey, is it still working okay? Hey, must I switch it on now or must I switch it off? But this is what you need to look for every time that you're basically going to trade. So let's take gold, for example. Clear that, close that. Now I'm going to touch on gold. Okay, here we've got a nice clean chart. And now I'm going to add my, what am I going to add? Open floor. Interact with me. I love it. please. Going to add my moving average. This is what the bot is based on. So when you are using or adding your lines to help you see what the settings are in the bot. So let me go back to the bot itself, right? Just want to show you the settings. You'll see that there's something called EMAs. So this one is the gold bot, that one there, right? So I'm going to add the gold one. Input, there again, number one. Same thing that we had, that diagnostics thing. Set that to true. Enable that one. You're going to set that also true so that you can have a proper detailed information as to what's happening on that chart. Okay. Now you're going to get to, this is by default optimized for M1. If you change it to anything else, it's going to kick the bot out. So leave it on M1. Don't even try to change it because this is a scalping bot. Okay. Here we got maximum simultaneous trades. You can have more than one trade running at a time. I would advise keep it small. If you've got a least amount of capital, keep it small. Don't run 10 trades in one go. You're taking a massive risk because if it turns around on you, it's going to blow your account. So keep it small. Keep it 1 to 2 trades at max. Okay. Again, this is a scalping bot. It's supposed to take small trades. Eating small chunks from a big elephant, but getting that full elephant at the end of the day. All right. Then you get a cooldown period. The cooldown period is basically the seconds that is allocated between each trade. So for example, if you have your first trade open, it's going to count 15 seconds before it opens up the next trade. 15 seconds. You can set that to 2 hours, but you need to now do calculation. Go to Google and you say, hey, Google, how much seconds is there in, let's say, for example, 3 hours? There's going to be 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. You just multiply that by 3. By 2, you're multiplying it. It's going to give you 7,200. It's going to be 10,800. Yes, I've done this many times already. I've played around with the seconds and the settings, especially on US 100. I've set a set file to trade on US 100 because I'm not at home. I'm at work. So now I leave my bot on and it runs to only buy every 2 hours. So I've got like 10 trades it's running. Got 10, but there's 2-hour gaps between the next trade. If the first one didn't take profit, the next one is kicking in, maybe at a lower point. It's based off the same strategy that I'm using on the copy trade account. The moment it dips, it buys. The moment it dips, it might be halfway through the dip because it's set to a fixed time frame of 2 hours. Okay, then you got your lot sizes. You can set your lot sizes on your trader as well. These areas where you see enable dynamic lot sizing. So if you enable this one, it goes based on your capital in your account. It will adjust the lot sizing according to the percentage that you set over here. I would say this is more for the advanced traders. Keep it simple. And this is why we are charging so much for this. Okay, not so much, but we're supposed to be charging at least about what, $500 for this bot. But we're only charging $150. But we're supposed to be, because of all of these settings that we have in here. Some bots you'll see that there's only 5 settings or 6 settings or whatever the case may be. Yo, we've got tons of them. So this can be used by the expert trader that uses the 8 average true range. They use various things or various settings. They would like to go more into detail into these bots. But anyways, okay, you got a fixed stop loss. You can set that, or you can leave it out. If you want to leave it out, you set it to 0. You set it to 0. If you want to set your own stop loss or manual stop loss, you can do that. It's entirely up to you. Okay. I'm more risky. I don't use stop losses because I check my daily bias of where the market's going to go. Sometimes it can go within one day, it can go up and down, or down and up, or it could just go up, or it could just go down. You need to check that. So there is going to be training videos on how to do that. No, just not tonight, next week. That's our next topic. Okay. All right. Then you got fixed take profit. So again, you want to eat at the elephant in small chunks, but you can set this at a higher take profit. You can. But then it beats the purpose of what the bot was created for. I've tested this. Literally, I've got my setting on that one for the USD JPY. I've got that set to 75 pips, or I think it's 100 pips, and then my trailing stop is 75 pips. So every time the market reaches 75 pips, my trailing stop jumps from the stop loss all the way up above my break even, and then if the market turns around at that point, I'm 75 pips up in profit already. So that's another feature that we've added to the bot. That's how we can charge as much as we want to. But for our community, we're obviously charging next to nothing or undervaluing the actual bot. Right, so you get ATR, which means average true range. Average true range works like this. Let me just show you. Let me just close that. Zoom out a bit. 15, 30. So you'll see that in every commodity, let's try to use the JPY. Let's go 15, 30. You'll see that there's like a range of price that happens, let's say for the day or for, yeah. You get like maybe a true average range of, let's say, 5 pips, right? When you are talking about average range, then it's referring to a ranging market. You get a high point and you get a low point, and then you will see that the market will bounce between those levels. Just zoom further out. Okay, so here, for example, you've got a low point there, and you've got a high point, let's say there, right? And then you've got this that's happening here in this range. And then breaks above that range. That's what you call something like, it's very similar to an average true range. So it will work on a basis of this price and that price, but it will work on a percentage of those prices of where the market is. So let's say, for example, this is the price of the market right now, which is that one on the right. Just clear all that so that don't get confused. We use a different color as well. Let's use pink. Okay, so got the market price happening here, right? That's where the market price is moving up and down. And you will see that, for example, let's say 5% going down. Let's clear this again, close that. So we pull the crosshair tool, we drag, and you can see that they on the far right of it numbers, the percentage is increasing. Watch it, moving slowly down, 35, 0.4, 0.5, 0, and it goes on and on and on. So that will be your percentage range. So if I go to a higher time frame, let's say, for example, 30 minutes, right? And I use that same price, that price line over there, and I drag it up. Now we can see the percentage moving much quicker. So that's a 1% average true range. There we go, more or less. So that's the distance where the stop loss and the take profit will actually place it automatically if you use that setting. Does it make sense? You guys can unmute yourselves, eh? Because I see mouth movements, but I don't hear anything. I see Mr. Thurston there. I don't know if you said, oh, okay. Anyways, so that is basically how you work out average true range. Let's take another one. Let's say, for example, from that point again, and we go 1% downwards. And that's where your take profit might be if it's a sell. So to take profit at that line there at the bottom, and it's going to be a sell, and then your stop loss is going to be 1% this way. That's what you use the average true range for. But I would say traders that like to use that specific function will use it. We don't really use average true range, because we're not basing our entries off the average true range, but we've got that ability or functionality in the bot, so to say. Okay. All right, let's go back here. So got the pips. Let's say, for example, you just want to have your stop loss there. By the way, you need a stop loss there. And you want to set it, let's say, for example, 1,000 pips away. It's just so that it can activate. Okay. Now I'll show you now why. Let's say 5,000 pips or 51,000 pips, doesn't matter. Let's go for crap. Let's go 5,100 pips. Okay. It's going to be very far away from the market, where the market price action is. Let's say, for example, you want to go 3 pips or maybe 4 pips, take profit. Okay, that's going to be false, false. And you got the multiplier of the ATR, etc., etc. So that's going to obviously override this manual settings that you're putting in there, what I just explained about the percentages, right? Here you can set your percentage. Firstly, you override what is the year already put there in, and this one is going to either be active or off. So you just set it to false or true. Once it's false, this number doesn't apply. Okay, it does not apply. Then you get your trailing stop. Now, this is the interesting part. The trailing stop, you want to keep it maybe close, not too close, but close to, let's say, let me do this. So you got gold, where's gold? Okay, we've got 20 pips, right? Oh, sorry, 20 points. If we convert it to pips, it's 2.0 pips. And we go back to the bot, your trailing stop. And when it must activate, must be higher than that number, which is maybe 2.5. You put it to 3 pips, but it must be smaller than you take profit also. So when you are having your trailing stop or your stop loss, sorry, when you have a stop loss at 5,000, it's going to jump from 5,000 pips to 2.5 pips or to 3 pips, whatever you set it above. So what happens is you've got the market that's moving. Let's say, for example, it moves in an upward direction, right? And it draws down and goes up again. Now, let's say, for example, this is 1 pip, 2 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips, 5 pips, 6 pips. Okay, right? So you got it going up. Now, when you've got your stop loss here at the bottom by 5,000 pips, it's going to jump from this point, right? From that point, it's going to jump to 2.5 or 3, right there. But you entered over here with the bot. You see there's a gap between the two? From there to there, you're already in profit. So when the market does this part, the retracement, and doesn't continue up, it knocks out toof in profit. You see the analogy on that one? So you've got the set to 4 pips over here on take profit. So it will either take that one out or it will take that one out. Both allowing you to be in profit. But in order for your trailing stop to jump from here up to there, it must be active. There must be a number here. You can keep it as far as you want to. But in order for you to stay in profit with the least amount of movement, or to set it to break even so that you don't lose anything, just keep in mind that when you're opening a trade, you've got a bid and ask line, right? There's always two lines moving. If you don't see it, you can go into the settings and actually apply it. So you got the two lines that's moving. It's moving either up or it's moving down. And between these two lines is what you call the spread. Okay. So what happens is if you are buying in the market, you are literally, this is your price right here. That's your price, bottom line. And when you buy, it takes a position on the top line, which already sets you in a minus. Let's say minus 3 pips. So your market or your movement of your price action needs to move to this point to be in profit. Vice versa with a sell, it needs to do exactly the same thing. You are taking a price at that line, sorry, at that line there at the bottom. You're going to sell, it's going to open up on this line there, but your current price of the market is going to be here. So already you're in the negative. So you have to wait until the market moves down that way till that point there, then it breaks even. Then you have to wait until it goes 2.5 pips further down. Then it sets the stop loss while it's moving down. And then when it moves down, this line follows that movement. See where this is going? It follows that one. 2.5 pips behind it. So when it gets to, say, 7 pips, let's say, for example, it goes to 7 pips, right? And you've got now your trailing stop at 5 pips. Now the market decides to come back this way, and then it knocks it off there, and then there you go. 5 pips in profit. It's that simple. Right. So, yeah. The last thing I want to touch on is there is something called a volatility or average true range volatility feature as well. That same true range that I spoke about earlier on, it will check for areas of volatility or side trending motions, right? Side trending. Let's say, for example, it's trending at 1% on average on both sides, going up and down. It won't trade in those areas. This helps you to avoid trending markets, helps. But you also, it goes based on whatever number you set in here. So that could be 5 points, it could be 5 pips, it could be 10 pips, it could be whatever. So if your market is ranging, say, across the board, let's say 3 pips or 30 pips, you can avoid those areas by setting the value in here. And then go avoid those areas. Right, so here again, now the actual reason why we came to this section is we want to set the actual EMAs. So you got 2, 4, and 9. There's a fast one, medium one, and a slow one. So when you're going to basically add this to the chart, you want to have something that is visual aiding. It's helping you to see what is actually happening inside the bot. That's what I like to do. I like to set my EMAs on the chart exactly what is in these values. Okay. So, for example, if we're going to go 3, if we're going to go 30, okay, let's make it 7. Okay. Just for interest sake, 7 and 9, or maybe 15. Okay. 3, 7, 15. Click OK. 3, 7, 15. Now I'm going to put the visual representative of those EMAs on there. Take a moving average. Make sure that it's on exponential because it's EMAs based off the EMA. So go exponential, set it to 3. That's the first one. Okay. I'm going to change the color to something bright. Here we go. Let's enter. Click OK. Ooh, that's not so cool. Let's change this color scheme here quickly. This color, I like to use blue and black. That's my color schemes. Blue and black. Click OK. Right. Now I can see the line much better. You can also make this line thicker if you want to. Just make it thicker if you want to. If there's much thicker now. Okay. Now you can go and add another line. Let's make it green, lime green. And this one was set to 7, right? 7. Click OK. There you've got another line. And then you add another one, let's say 15. I don't really bother with the third one because that just serves as a level for me as to confirm which way the market's actually going. So you got the different stuff that's happening there, right? It's crossing over a lot of times, so it's going to detect buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. But you want to get the overall kind of trend to also help you see which way the market's going to go. Then you can add, for example, a 35. Okay. Just going to set this one maybe to that color. So there you can see the market's moving up for a nice period of time. So you can add that one also to 35. Doesn't really do anything on the actual, yeah, but it's just a visual aid. 35 one is just for visual aid. So that's the long EMA. So you get the fast, medium, and long. The bot's action and what it's going to do, what's in a buy or sell, is going on the basis of the slow and, sorry, of the fast and of the medium EMAs. That's what it's based off. The third one is just like a visual aid, like a confirmation for the bot, is to say the overall trend is still moving up, although it's going to base the trades based on this. Does that make sense? Any questions, guys, so far? Any questions? Any questions? So there's various ways, as you can see, according to these lines. If you want to change the lines and decide, okay, no, I don't want the market to be changing every, say, 2 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes from buying to selling to whatever. You rather want to have that time frame of, let's say, for example, okay, wait, hold on. I'm actually on the wrong time frame. There you go. Right, that's the right time frame. That's a 1 minute time frame. So it's based off every time it crosses and it basically takes profit and so forth and so forth. And just see what's happening here. So there, already winning trades. Yay. And this is all on XAU USD. This is while I'm talking to you guys. And I just used the default setting. I didn't change much in here. Did I? No, I didn't. I just dropped those lines over there that I changed, and that settings, let's set it to 2, 1 minute time frame, 2 trades per whatever, and set this to 5. Don't do this. Guys, don't do that. I'm just playing around on the demo account right now. It's not a live account. So they have got 3 pips take profit. They've got trailing stop 0.5. Let me change that. I want to change that to 2.5. Okay, we click OK. Now I'm going to change the number of trades. Let's say, for example, I want to change this to 15. I'm going to set that to 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds, you'll see a new trade popping up. Just watch the lines over here. You see every 30 seconds. So they can see here at the top, at the far right. Let me just move it like that and zoom in. See the 2 EMAs, pink and the green. Just watch the pink and the green. Pink and the green is the lines that it's going with. So now that it's still showing an uptrend, it's going to place a buy on the next few trades that it enables. I think I've been messing around with this bot too much. That's why it's taking so long to trade. Clear. Oh, average true range. That's why it's not trading now. My average true range. That's why it's not trading now. So I've got that setting on, I think. Just double check. Oh, come on. Yeah, it is on. True. So now it will wait until it goes out of the zone to place another trade. Which it did now. So let's say, for example, that was a price action and it was looking for these areas of average true range. And the moment it jumps out of that range, then it basically will continue trading. So you can see the bot is basically going in action here. That will take profit on 3 pips. And there that one took profit. And this is taking profit on stop losses, guys. Look at stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. 40 cents, 27, 25 cents, 11 cents. Because this market's now turning around and it took a buy, that's why you have that knocking out on the stop loss. Anyways, questions? Anybody? Any, please. This is getting very one-sided here. I don't like it. Interaction. Mr. Thurston, you look like you're falling asleep there.
Is it wise to turn the ATR to false?
Say again?
Is it wise to turn the ATR periods, enable ATR indicator
Okay.
to false?
What I would advise you to do is use each setting, right? Each setting that you're going to change. Test it on a demo account. See what happens when you change it. Because me telling you and you noticing what happens is two different things. Because if I tell you what's going to happen, or if I'm going to base my judgment of something that I might not use or might use or whatever the case may be, it's still not going to give you the full picture of you seeing it happen. Does it make sense? This is
Just on
why
the demo.
we say the moment you get to bot, see what the bot does on a demo, because this is the time when you should be making notes to see, okay, now I must stay away from this areas. I must look for that key point. I must look for fair value gaps, whatever the case may be. Especially gold. Yo, gold is super volatile. It will go and hunt for stop losses, and it will go and grab liquidity at fair value gaps. Case in point, let me show you where's a fair value gap right now, and I can prove it to you that it's going to go grab liquidity every single time. Just watch. See this 3 candles here? Or 4, 5 candles, the black ones, right? See those? Watch here, okay? From there to there, and the whole section is literally filled with a fair value gap. We've got there till there. That is where liquidity moved down, and basically the market came back to come fetch its liquidity. Came back down, go grab more, grab more, grab more, grab more, pump. Then it bounces out of that area, and then poof, you'll see a massive push to the upside. Just watch. You'll see that big candles already forming there. Now, this is where you will be sitting and switching, playing like this. You'll be saying, okay, off. Let's wait and see what happens. This is how volatile this is. You need to watch it on here. Unless you're going to go and take a massive risk on trading this kind of commodity and walking away. I bid you good luck, my good sir. But watch there, it's going to push up now. It grabbed liquidity coming down to that section of the market, and it's going to push up a bit. Then it's going to go fetch liquidity here at this area there. See that top point there? We just minimize that. There is a couple of candles that went already and touched that line to grab liquidity every time, and then push down, comes down, grabs liquidity here again. But in between, it's going to grab liquidity also in fair value gap areas, and then it's going to range a bit, and then it's going to push up. Let me zoom out. There's also liquidity sweep right there. Right? So later on, you might see that the market's going to come all the way down to this line, and it's going to grab liquidity again. And likewise, with the same at the top there. So if you can map this out, right, and you use this line tool over there, and you are clicking by all of these areas, you know exactly. Okay, no, it's getting close to the line. Let me switch the bot off. And wait till it rejects off that line. Case in point. Goes up. Comes back. Okay, wait, now I need to change the color of the strooping. Muse orange. No, that dark red. Okay, there we go. So it's going up, right? And goes to the line, comes back down. Goes to that line, comes back up. Goes to that line, comes back down. Goes to that area, bounces, 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 bounce. Tests that area again. So it might go down, or it might even go up again. But where's it going to go up? Might go into this line, come back down a bit, till there, and then go up further. This is how gold moves. This is very risky, especially for a beginner trader. But if you want to learn fast, this is where you trade. Do look out for all these areas. That's if you want to learn fast and quick. If you want to take your time with learning, USD, JPY, all of those commodities that are passive most of the time, and then it starts pumping like crazy. See, now is it retesting there? Right? Just watch. Came back to retest. Now you see that the buyers are trying to push again. This is like watching a rugby match. People got the possession of the ball. Now they're trying to push the guys. Oh, wait, they're going into a scrum now. See that up and down movements? That's literally like a scrum move, a scrum. They're trying to fight for position of that ball. Once they grab the ball, then they run up or they run down. And there you see it's pushing back. Wants to go back to go grab liquidity in the zone. It's not done with the zone yet. We look at the higher time frames. Still ranging. It's going to range here for a while. Maybe for another 5-10 minutes and then kicks out. Depends. But it's very close to the time when the news releases. So it all depends on if it's high impact, medium impact, or low impact news. So yeah. Again, anybody got any questions? Because we're already an hour into this call. Want to take some questions before I do switch off. Timo, do you have two connections here? What's happening? Oh, you put the. You have two, one on the phone as well. Okay. Because I see one is looking at the ceiling or something. Anyways, I think you are muted or something. I'm not getting any sound from you when you speak.
No, I'm not speaking.
Okay, awesome. So guys, again, it's like grabbing a new cell phone. I can't express this enough. We can show you how the bot works. We can show you, we can give you tips and tricks, right? But it's still basically a learning curve. So, for example, maybe one evening we'll have an actual trading session. I'm going to do it on a demo, right? But I'm going to show you all the different scenarios like I did now, right? We can see it's got take profits, all of those things, blah, 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 blah. And it took profit, and now just look at where I enabled the bot was roughly about here, okay? This part of the market. That's where I entered. Oh, sorry, there we go. My bad. That's where I entered, and the market was moving up, moving down. Sorry, I'm on a freaking wrong time frame again. My bad. So I'm wondering now, why isn't it matching up? There we go. Not making sense. Okay, so yeah, it was trading roughly about this area, that area over there, looking to go up in the market because of this section there. From there to there, okay? Or from there to there, wherever, right? It's basically based off whatever settings I had at that time. because I was changing up the settings, etc. That's why it's looking confusing and all of that crap, because it would have actually gone up. But then again, it's also based off where my take profit is. Clear that. Where's it there? There's a take profit. So it almost went up to that point to grab profit. So it all depends on what my take profit was. What was it? 30 pips. That's why. If I had to drop it to 3 pips, different case, it would have taken profit already. Because there it's moved already past 3 pips and so forth. You get the point. But yeah, we'll do trading sessions where we can look at higher time frames, see what's happening in the market. Can set it to buys only, set it to sells only. Like this is a perfect example to set to sells only. Although it is retracing till there, you set it to sells up until you get to the liquidity sweep zone. And you switch the bot off. Or even point of interest support over there. Because here you can see the market is or looks like it's losing momentum, but we will add, let's show you what to do there. Template, slow template. We'll add CCI MACD to help you see when the market's going to reverse and how much volume is pushing in the market, etc., etc. I use these as a visual aid to help me determine when to switch the bot on and off. You can do the same as well. Like I said, we can show you how best to use this bot using other tools also. It's not just of switching the bot and trying to determine which way the market's. No. That indicator alone is not going to show you what's happening. You need other aspects as well. You need maybe a combination of 3. You can even look at candlestick patterns if you want to. These long weeks is a nice indication of when the market is trying to test and grab liquidity. Anything with a long tail, it's grabbing liquidity to push up. Grab liquidity, push up. Grab liquidity, push up. Look here. It's grabbing all in the same area to push up. Why? Because it's driving the market to go for another high. That's simple. It's grabbing all these orders at the bottom here to drive the market up again. Here again, you see the same thing. Here, grab, 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 push up. Grab, grab, push up. Grab, grab, grab. What's going to happen next? Push up. It's happening over and over. And I don't know why traders don't get to see this. It's so simple to look at this chart. It's obvious. But not to everybody. If the longer you look at charts, I'm talking about professional traders now. Why they get stomped out every time I ask myself, why? Because they're not looking at the tells. They're not looking at these things. That is obvious. For me, it's very obvious. I can look 5 minutes at this chart and I already know what's going on. There's your key. It's moving up. And just looking at those 3 liquidity grabs there at the bottom, I was trying to push the market up because there was liquidity grabs and pushed up. There was liquidity grabs and pushed up. So every time it retests this zone or this support line, it's going to push up, possibly. When it gets to all-time high, this could also be a change of character. That's why you need to go high time frame, see what's actually happening. Is it actually a all-time high? No, it's not, because there's previous highs. So now we wait until this level here again to see if it's going to come up all the way. Oh, sorry for that. Want to go. Ish. Want to grab that little thing. Go away. You just close all of these and switch the bot off. What is off? Close. Yeah, I would not be doing this on a live account, just FYI. Just want to get rid of the lines quickly. Okay, so I zoom out again. So this area over there, still not working. There we go. It's going to meet up with that line eventually. Why? Because it's going to test to break through to go for a high again, or it's going to come further down. So if we zoom out again, you can see that there's still another deviation from there. Please, no. You can still see this lower highs also. So it could still be dropping off a bit more to grab more liquidity and then go up again. You need to go through all of these time frames. Okay, you won't see H2 or H3. I added that to the chart. But again, on the higher time frame, you can see it's still moving up overall. Although there's a bit of a pullback still going up. It's very confusing for a beginner to look at this and determine where the market's going to go. That's why you're going to scalp, go 15 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute. Maybe sometimes 30 minutes, just to see where the market's going to go. All right, guys. Any questions? But try to avoid ranging markets in a nutshell. Points of liquidity grabs, ranging markets, fair value gaps. Use that as tools for determining when the market's going to reject. If it rejects, switch it on. Then it's already going to be in a trend. Take the trades, wait, switch it off, switch it on. I've literally got a video that shows how to do this on my YouTube channel. You can actually go and check it out if you go to YouTube. Sorry for all this. This is all my media, streaming and movies, etc. We go to YouTube. Oh, Trump and Ramaphosa, really? Okay. So if you go to the channel, and you go to videos, you will see in the video section where it says see now where is it? There we go. I think it's either this video. Hey guys, if you are watching this video, then it means that you downloaded. Oh no, that's instruction. Sorry. Okay. What I'll do is I'll look for the video and then I'll share it. Simple. I can't remember what I named what. Tutorial. Unless it's not part of my. There we go. I think it's this one. TrendSpotter Plus. Yeah. I'll send it to you guys. I'm not gonna search now and waste time. All right. Is there any further questions?
Yes, coach. Can I ask you to share the latest set file for the gold bot, please? There's so many set files that I have saved. I'm not sure which one is the correct one there.
I don't actually think that I've created a gold one. I actually used the standard one on that one. There's a default one. I'll
Yeah.
check my PC and then I'll send it to you. Because I still haven't gotten around to just give me a second. TrendSpotter, all pairs. Gotta just show me all pair set files. Do I have sovereign gold? That's the question. These are the ones that I was basically using. Long trend and the short trend. For overall default settings for all of these. And then I've branched off after that. But I don't think I've created a gold one. Give me the weekend, right? Give me
Okay.
the weekend and then I'll create one that I think
Okay.
is best suited for the spread. But you still need to obviously go and see how to play with the bot. Switch it on and off with different times of the day or whatever.
Okay, then the other question was around the broker,
Mm,
FBS, and so we started I started with an account on FBS
mm.
for Goldbot. Can I now use the new broker that you guys are using
As
for
long as
copy
you
trade?
bought a bot from
The
us,
same?
let's say, for example, you're going to
Yeah,
use FP Markets, you're going to switch over to FP Markets and you
FP
want to
market.
use the bot there. Also, you just need to send the account number to Michael. That's all. And he will send you the bot
Okay,
on
so
that account number.
all right, so
See,
it's
the
just
thing is, when you buy a
copy the
bot
account
from
number.
us, when you buy a bot from us and you're using any recommended broker that we recommend, we will update the bot and
Yes.
give you a bot on that account number also. That's the beauty of working with our bots or purchasing a bot. Any, but if you're going to go with your own broker, then you have to buy the bot for that broker again. Because it's not affiliated with us. Understand?
Okay, so I can transfer the account from FBS to FP markets
You want to
the
transfer your
same.
funds. If you want to
Yeah.
keep the bot for both accounts and trade on both accounts, by all means, go for it, brother. But if you're going to go with a different broker other than what we are using, I'm telling you now, you're going to have to buy the bot again for that specific broker.
Um,
But if it's any broker that we're using, you can hop between those. It's entirely up to you. But note,
so
if
I was
you're going to
looking at
buy it from
FP
a different
markets.
broker, if you're going to buy it for a different broker, it's not going to be charged at the price that we are charging it now. The whole point of keeping the pricing low is if you're going to use our broker, our link, because that way we're making up for the funds that we are selling the bot at the lower cost that we should be selling it. Does it make sense? So if we're
Okay.
going to
So
take the bot and a different broker that you want to use, other than what we're recommending, you're going to pay the full price what we should be charging the bot for.
okay, so I was looking at FP markets, but I don't need to create a totally new account, right?
No, you can just
Start
go
from
FP
scratch
markets. So,
again.
so with FP markets, the
Just
way it works, let me just go into FP markets just to give you a broader
yeah.
scope. Okay. This is the same thing that Shana, Lady Value asked me. She can't register on FPS because of the
Oh,
EU thing, right? So I said, okay, if you don't want to go that route, you can either just work with FP markets. They don't have cent accounts, but if you go 1:1, it's like trading with a cent account, more or less. And if you go with the low leverage, it gives you more scope, like a cent account would. Does it make sense? Sorry to be, yeah, cent account, cents. Anyways, I'm babbling, it's getting late. That's how you know when it's getting late, is I babble and I go sidetracked. Anyways, you got your client portal. After you've registered, you would have received a link. You registered, blah, blah, blah. You're going to sign in. Is that the right code? Don't think so. Thought so. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yay. Okay, so here you can see I've got two different accounts in here, right? So here is a raw account and there's a standard account. ignore the part that it's raw and standard. Both of those accounts have differences to it. This one I made in error. The raw account I made in error. I set up the copy trade on that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep it on a standard account for standard purposes and what they have on the standard account. Anyways, my point is, anytime that you want to, say, for example, if you want to connect your copy trade to this account here, you can create your normal account. You will have one account here already. Want to add another account and add it to the bot with a different leverage and a different, let's say, yeah, 1:1, right? You can use 1:1 or 1:100, whatever your preference is. You're going to use that account on the basis so that it could be a cent account. So you can put smaller capital in there and then you can trade with 1:1. It'll give you more scope, like a cent account would. So you just go add account. One is maybe connected to copy trade, and the other one that you're going to use, you can use on a bot if you like. So tell up to. You can click on MetaTrader 5 over there, you just create standard. There, it's already set to 1:1. Add a password, create it, boom. Then it will look like this. We have two accounts. Simple. Easy peasy. Want to create a demo account, you just click here between live and demo. Oh, just for those that want to connect to our copy trade. After you've registered and you got to this point, now you want to go onto the copy trade. You go to social trading, that one. Click on social trading. Once you've clicked on social trading, you're going to apply to be a follower. You become a follower. You click on that. It'll ask you a couple of questions. I don't know exactly what's in there. I've never registered. This is where I registered for the copy trade, for everybody to be linked up to my account. Anyways, you go in there, complete the registration, and then once you're registered, you then connect to Trend Tactics with an X at the end, not CTS. It's X, Trend Tactics. Let me show you what it looks like. Obviously, we'll see it in the group, but let me type it out for those that are watching on YouTube. Trend Tactics, spelled like that, FX. That's our copy trade account. Then you just link up to it. Now note that you might see some massive drawdown on that account. The reason for that is while we were in the testing phase, me and Michael, I purposefully lost $20 to see how it will copy if his leverage is different. His account, he lost $80 because his leverage was higher. This is why we're recommending that if you trading with a higher leverage, you're going to lose more than what we're losing. And this yes, we have tested. So you might see some drawdown on that capital. This is the first time we set up a copy trade account ever. So we wanted to see how every aspect works, whether you're gaining profits or whether you're losing profits. I lost only $20 on that day, and he lost 90, almost 89 or $86 because his leverage was higher than mine and not kept the same as 1:25. I think my leverage was 1:100 on that day. Come to think of it, it was 1:100. His was 1:200. And then that's when I decided, no, let me drop the leverage before we get started so that we have more than enough scope to go into a drawdown and it won't affect much of your capital, because the fact that I'm on the road looking at the, what you call it, the MetaTrader 5 on the road, not by a computer. And I'm working during the day. So Michael's watching markets during the day. I'm not trading during the day. I said that before I leave in the mornings. All my areas of pending orders, I'm putting that into the group. And when I take my breaks and I see that the market didn't reach that point, then I'll adjust the pending orders accordingly as the day progresses. And then that's when you'll see either the bot trading, or that's Michael, or you see that the copy trade pending order triggered. It's because I've made adjustments to it during my breaks, when I take a break. And that's why we've got consistent profits so far. It's been profitable. Each day, if there's a loss, it's like a 2 cents loss because of the bot of the break-even point. So the spreads are changing, fluctuating. So go fluctuate maybe 1 pip, 2 pips every time, or 1 point, 2 points. Then that will actually set our break-even point either 1 pip lower than break-even or 1 point higher than break-even. So you'll see like maybe 1 cent or 2 cents in a loss. That's about it. For those that's connected to the copy trade. Timo? Right? You see like say now and again you'll see like 1 cent or 2 cents in a loss or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, some positions. That's because of a break-even.
Okay.
On the bot. So I told Michael today he needs to up that by 10 points. Because I see that it's changed now. So they definitely fluctuate the because before when he ran the bot, it was all, even when it hit stop loss or break even, it was above, it was in profit. Now I see it's like 1 cent, 2 cent. I don't like losses. I don't like seeing red. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a perfectionist. I can't help it. I'm just like that. I don't like to see losses. I hate it. I'm a perfectionist. I'm like my father's son. I want to be as good as possible. I want to say I want to be perfect. I just want to be one of the top tier traders that really puts everything into it to try and be consistent on the top level. That's me. That's what I want. I've got high expectations. Anyways, okay, guys. Thank you for joining this evening. Last time I'm gonna ask this. Any more questions? As tonight's session been very informative, I hope. Yes. You can unmute yourselves, guys.
Yes, thanks, coach.
No problem, man. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Cheers. I'll have this video uploaded as soon as possible. Give me till the weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm not gonna sit with any kind of trading. I'm gonna kill off all trades. If there's any open, let's say, for example, if there's one that is maybe 50 cents in the negative, I'm gonna close it. Because I don't want that thing where the market's gonna jump in the wrong direction. Yeah, it will be able to handle it, but I don't like to start off the week in the negative. It's bad luck. I'm superstitious like that, but anyways. Okay, cheers, guys. Have a good evening further. That's the end of the call.
Thank you. Good
No
night.
problem. Cheers. Bye.
Yes.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see the recording.
Yep.